be back, ladies and gentlemen.
What is up, YouTube? I'm your friendly neighborhood N-Man64, bringing you the next episode of MLB Power Pros. In the last episode, we had our last game that we were playing before the All-Star break, which I believe was against Cleveland. I believe it was this game in particular. Yes, the 5-0 victory that JD pitched that we did very good on. We took 2 out of 3 from Cleveland and dropped 2 of 3, so we were 500. Actually, count the Giant. Wow. We went to Texas twice on this road trip. Whoever made this schedule was awful. The last road trip before the half of the season, we went apparently 2-2, 5-2, 6-4, 8-5 on that road trip. And then guess what? We're back on the road in Minnesota. We might actually end up playing one of these games with the Twins, because if you guys don't believe me, just look at this. Look at these standings. The Twins are somehow the second best team in baseball, 1 game behind the Yankees. I don't know how it makes sense, but apparently it just does make sense, and I don't know what to say. So we might have a game against the Twins coming up. I don't know. But we currently sit as the 3rd best team in the American League, 4 games up on the Angels for the division, and if we were to lose the division, 3 up on Detroit and Chicago for a wild card. So I think it's safe to say we're in good hands in the American League. At least we're not the Sea Dogs. I feel bad for them. But hey, that's their problem. Unfortunately, while we will be playing the All-Star game today, we will probably only have 1 person from our team representing us in the All-Star game, and that being, of course, Jamie Wright. Today, the annual MLB All-Star game will be held. It's like a big party, but make sure the players don't lose themselves in all the fun. So yes, you will be able to play the All-Star game in its entirety with the players that were selected as starters for MLB. And just looking at some of these people that got picked, this is a very confusing All-Star team. At least the American League. I mean, oh wow, Piazza and Whiteman both made the roster at least, but we're just not starters. Johnny Damon, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Michael Young, that makes sense. Vladimir Guerrero makes sense. Travis Hafner does not make sense. Justin Moore, no. Yeah, no. At least with Vlad Guerrero, it makes sense, because I'm gonna argue is the man. Why is Ryan Church not here? But that makes sense. A-Rod kind of makes sense. Joe Mauer makes sense. Vernon Wells, I guess, makes sense. Brian Roberts. Apparently, he's the only second baseman of note, but Jamie Wright is our pitcher. Mike Piazza made it. Justin Morneau, Joe Creedy, Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter lost out to Michael Young. That's shocking. But, doesn't really matter. But I will say, this is the first All-Star game that I'm actually going to play in this game, because I've never done it before. So I hope you guys are excited. Did anybody else from our team make it? Nope. It looks like it's just Jamie Wright, Whiteman, and Piazza. But since it's our drive to beat them, we will beat the National League's All-Stars in San Francisco. Because yes, that's where it's being held. I did not know the Twins were that good, honestly. Just in this game. I knew they were a very well-balanced team, but I was not expecting them to be all, oh my god, they are so good.
I'm Jack Merluzzi, and I'll be your commentator today.
Also, don't be distracted by all the
National League All-Stars.
Everyone wearing different uniforms, because that's how it was, at least back in the day. Everybody wears the uniform of their team that they played for. Nowadays, they try to shove the
second base, Hartley.
Nowadays, they try to make everyone have the same uniforms, which to me just doesn't make sense.
Playing third base, Cabrera.
Miguel Cabrera.
Playing shortstop, Reyes.
Jose Reyes. Very Reyes-like season, so I like seeing
Playing
that.
left field, Holiday.
Matt Holiday. Good numbers. Lots of stolen bases.
Playing
Matt Holiday was
center
not a
field,
stolen base
Beltran.
guy. Oh, Beltran, your batting average is not hot.
Playing right field, Dunn.
And Adam Dunn, oop, You know what? That's Adam Dunn. Those are the most Adam Dunn numbers I've ever seen in my life. Wow, Miguel Olivo as catcher. I'm not comfortable with that. Who was the starting catcher?
For the National League All-Stars is Hernandez.
Had to have been like Brian McCann or something. I don't know. Maybe future me will put something in here. But El Duque, your numbers, those are impressive.
Leading off this inning will be Johnny Damon.
All right.
Here's the pitch we've all been waiting for.
I hate being the American League here since there are so many Mets here, but you know what?
Hit to left field. Damon
I don't mind.
base hit to left
In fact,
field.
actually, I don't. Was Johnny Damon ever an All-Star? I don't think he
Michael
was.
Young. He's in there before the
But
tag.
he steals a
Safe at
base,
second.
and that's what's important for me.
Liner to center field. Drops in for a base hit.
Hold off on that. I know Beltran's got a good.
Young gets a base hit to center field.
Big Dad Vlad. Okay.
Vladimir Guerrero, the American League
I don't know
All-Stars,
why,
could
but
make
in
the
this
first
game
score right
alone,
here now with the game barely started.
Vladimir Guerrero is like just a slap
It's a
hitter.
strike. Is in
In
a big hole.
08, he's an all-around really good hitter, but in this game,
Oh, boy,
he
that
usually
one's
only
going
hits
deep.
like 10 to 12 home
He got
runs.
it. Runner on third, tags
But
and
he
jumps
always
home.
bats like
And at home,
380,
the American League
which, in
All-Stars
case you don't
scored
know,
the first run of the game
is
in the
definitely
first inning.
not Vlad
Next
Guerrero.
up, Travis Hafner. Here we go, the first pitch.
Nope.
Throwing to first.
That was definitely not my
Next up,
spot.
Alex Rodriguez.
All right, A-Rod.
He's set to
It's just
deliver the
so
first
weird.
pitch.
Like, I'm so
Upstairs a
used
bit
to
high, ball.
08's, the stats that the 08 guys have.
High fly to center field.
So, like, having A-Rod be, like,
He
a
got
guy
it.
that
There's
doesn't
the third
always
out.
hit a home run is
One run,
absolutely
2 hits,
baffling.
no errors, 1 man left on base.
But
We enter the bottom of the first inning. The American League
we got a
All-Stars
run of
1,
support
the
for
National League
Jamie Wright, and
All-Stars 0.
9 times out of 10,
Starting
that's
the
all we
American League
need.
All-Stars is Wright. The American League All-Stars starting lineup looks like this.
All right, we all know how
The
Jamie
National
Wright
League
works at
All-Stars
this
trailed
point.
by
He's
one
the
run.
most broken thing this game could have ever thrown in.
Jose Reyes.
100-mile-an-hour fastball. Let's see, what pitch do I want to throw next? How about a changeup?
Infield grounder. Throwing to first. Out. One away.
Well, at least they make contact.
Reyes is retired on an infield grounder. Next at bat, Chase
That's
Utley.
a good
That's a
fastball.
strike.
102 miles an hour.
Strike.
Look at that slider. Here comes the curve. Yep.
It's going right at first
Here
base.
comes the
He
curveball.
steps in the bag and makes the play unassisted.
Why is Travis Hafner playing first base? That makes no sense.
Here we go
to
for
me.
the first
You're
pitch.
telling me there's not a single
That's a strike.
first baseman in the American League that had better numbers than him? Come
It's a
on.
strike. He's behind in the count. Swings and
Oof.
misses. He's gone.
What a
Pujols
pitch
strikes
that
out.
was, Jamie. Good job.
No runs.
Good
no hits,
job.
No errors. At the end of the first inning, the National League All-Stars 0, the American League All-Stars 1. The American League All-Stars
Feels good to get
are
back
now up
into
to bat. Here we go, the first pitch.
I don't know how long this is
He
going to end up
smacks the
being.
first pitch.
I was trying to get a like an episode count yesterday while I was
Gets a
editing
base hit to
Pac-Man
center
World,
field.
but
We have a runner on with no
I
outs.
don't know
Next up, Vernon
how
Wells.
much we're gonna how long this
Here
is
we go
gonna
for
be.
the first pitch. He hit the
Because
first
MLB
pitch once
Power
again.
Pros
Toss to second.
2008
How
is
about
gonna
first?
be
There's two, double play.
play.
Next up, Brian Roberts.
MLB Power Pros 2008 is going to be
Here we go
probably
for the
just
first
as
pitch.
long, if not longer, because it has
Belts one
extra
off the
modes
first
in it.
pitch. A high hop. How about first?
Well,
Out.
specifically one
No
extra
runs,
mode
one
in
hit,
it,
no
it
errors.
being
We enter the
the
bottom of the second inning. The American League.
being a new mode in the game that I haven't mentioned yet, and I'd
National
rather
League
not
All-Stars.
spoil it for
Number
you guys
4, 5,
just
and
yet.
6
But
batters are up this
those
inning.
who've played the
He's
game
set
know
to
what I'm
deliver
talking
the first
about.
pitch. Foul ball.
But no, there is another campaign mode in 2008, which
That fastball's got legs on it. That's a nice pitching
I
from
think
Dunn.
it lacks
Next at bat, Adam Dunn. He's
the
set to
creativity,
deliver the first pitch.
if you
Strike.
will, of the mode in this game.
Infield
But
pop-up.
it's definitely a
He
lot
settles under
easier.
it. 2 away.
Because in this one, as you notice, you had to do so much
Next
with
at bat,
like
Miguel Cabrera. He's set to
with like
deliver the first pitch.
you had to do schoolwork, you had to do girlfriends, you had to have a side job just to make money. You had to keep everybody happy.
Cabrera strikes out.
And this one, you cut out like half of that stuff that you don't need. You
No
don't
runs,
need a side
no
job
hits,
because
no
you actually
errors.
get paid as a
At the
minor
end of the
leaguer.
second inning, the
You
National
don't
League
need
All-Stars 0, the
to
American
worry
League
about school
All-Stars
because,
1.
well, you're not in in school.
The American League All-Stars are leading off
minors.
this inning with the last batter in their lineup. Jamie Wright will lead off the inning. He belts one off the first pitch.
And that is a line out.
One away.
But I'm fine with that.
Johnny Damon.
When do they start?
The first pitch.
Actually, the rosters aren't big enough. I was going to say, like, when do they start
between second base and shortstop,
bringing in the substitutes in this game?
Damon gets a base hit to center field.
When you would normally do it. I'll be honest with you, I have not watched a Major League All-Star game since...
He's in there before the tag. Safe at second. That's a stolen base.
2015, I think? That was the one, 2015.
Holiday is going after it.
That was the one where Jacob deGrom struck out the side in his inning. Almost an immaculate inning. That was like the best part.
RBI so far in this game.
That was in Cincinnati, I think. But no, I haven't watched one since then, because honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's just like the way things have gone and the way the voting went, and just like how instead of it being about who's the best, everyone's just voting their teams in. Like they had, like I think it started in 2015 because the Kansas City Royals fans were just like voting in their guys constantly, and I'm sitting there going like, you shouldn't be voting in your guy just because you want to see him in that game. He should be the best person on the best position player or the best pitcher or whatever at that position. Like, if the best shortstop in the American League was, say, Carlos Correa, then he should get the position. He should be the
foul ball.
He should be your starting shortstop. No, you don't go with friggin' Alcides Escobar just because you like him and he's on your team. And the worst part is, like, nowadays they keep saying, like, oh, vote your guy, vote your team member into the All-Star game, and I'm like,
the National League All-Stars,
remember, like last year, I know I said it before, I think I mentioned it before. Last year the Mets were playing like dog shit for the longest time, and then ironically the time I got back from Disney, they went on a run. And they were, like, fantastic. Oh, this is when they're bringing in the, So the fourth inning is when they start bringing everybody in, all right. I'll start bringing everybody in the next few innings. So bottom of the fourth, I'll start bringing in some replacements.
Here's the pitch we've all been waiting for.
Mainly because I need Jamie Wright to pitch for me and not them.
He got it.
I don't give a fuck if he pitches for
Joe Moore got a single in his last at-bat.
But the Mets were still, but like even by June's sake, they were still not in a playoff spot. And Pete Alonso was having an absolutely awful season, and they're like, but you should still vote him in because it's Pete Alonso. I'm like, I'm not voting Pete Alonso into the All-Star game. Oh, that's gone. Nice shot, Vernon Wells.
4-0. The American League All-Stars extend their lead to 4. And he touches home plate after circling the bases.
Nice try, Russ Springer.
Next at bat, Brian Roberts.
But like, I'm not gonna vote someone just because he's on my team. Like last year, at the point in question of like if I'm looking at the Mets in 2024, the one guy I would have probably put in.
Our next batter, Jamie Wright. Utley tags the runner.
Sorry, Mr. Roberts.
2 away. Here we go for the first pitch.
I wanted a pinch hitter.
It's a strike.
Okay, yeah, fuck it. We're bringing a pinch hitter now. Who do I want actually? Guillen's a better fielder, so I'll bring Raul Ibanez in.
Timeout. The American League All-Stars are putting in a new hitter. Pinch hitting, Raul Ibanez.
All right.
It's a home
and beautiful
run.
Pinch hit homer. How the fuck did this guy make the All-Star team?
Home run. Pinch hit homer. 5-0. The American League All-Stars.
Nice job, Raul. Actually, then again, I think in this All-Star game in 2007, wasn't Ichiro like the hero? So it would make sense for him to.
Oh boy, that one's going deep.
3 homers in a row. Oh my God.
Home run. Back-to-back home runs. 6-0. extend
3
their
home
lead
runs
to
in this
6.
inning.
And
Holy
he
crap,
touches home
baskets.
plate after circling the bases.
All right. Can you get an out here, Mr. Springer?
He smacks the first pitch. Line
Apparently
drive up
not.
the middle between second and shortstop. Hit to center field.
Good Lord.
Young
Okay.
gets a base hit to center field. Young has 3 base hits in a row now.
This
Vladimir
is
Guerrero
shocking.
has had 1 RBI so far in this game.
Solid
This
hit
is
to the
absolutely
left.
shocking. This was a very good game until this inning.
Next up, Travis Hafner.
Oh,
Hit the
God.
first pitch.
There you go. I think that one's going to stay in the ballpark.
Beltran goes back.
There we go.
That's the final out.
There
4
we
runs,
go.
7 hits, no errors.
All
2
right. 6 inning, 6-run barrage. Okay, so let's go with. Who do I want? Well, first off, let's see who's up. Who is up for them? Top of the order. So switch. Oh, it doesn't matter. They have the perfect lineup set up for this. First off, fielder. Take Johnny Damon out of the game. And we will go. I want Raul Ibanez to keep it, and he deserves it. Let's go with. How about Roger Clemens?
Timeout. The American League All-Stars are putting in a new
Roger
pitcher.
Clemens will have to throw
Clemens
2
is the
innings
second
and then
pitcher for
never.
the team
Actually,
to take him out
let's
in
just
this
have
game.
everyone else throw an inning from here on out. Jamie Wright is the best pitcher in the game, so he deserved the most innings. So Roger Clemens,
He's set to deliver the first pitch.
well past his prime,
strike.
Roger Clemens, but in this game, still pretty damn good.
Strike. It's going right at first base. He steps in the bag and makes the play unassisted.
1 away. Next at bat.
As hopefully we will
He
see
grounded
in the
first
finale
last
of this
time up.
game,
He pulled that
this
first
portion
pitch.
of the LP at least.
Clemens retires the batter with a liner.
I wanted to end each of these LPs with like a World Series of
He
sorts,
belts one off the
and
first pitch. The
the
shortstop
World
throws
Series
across
for
the first.
08 is going to be something special between Mark
No
and I,
runs, no hits,
but
no
the
errors.
World Series in
The American League All-Stars are
this game is going to be, and this one is going to be
Here we go,
something
the
that I
first
haven't
pitch.
shown off. I alluded to
Smacks the
it
first pitch.
at the beginning of the LP, but not so much
He throws
here.
to the cutoff man. Rodriguez gets a base hit to center
Let's go
field.
a pitch runner here. Let's see. Let's let his teammate pinch run for him. Derek Jeter.
The American League All-Stars are putting in a pinch runner. Jeter, fleet-footed indeed, replaces the first base runner.
That's a strike. Catcher throws to second. He's in there before the
Derek
tag.
Jeter with a
Safe at
stolen
second.
base.
That's a stolen base.
Beautiful. But no, I wanted to have like a
Off the
World
second,
Series
hit
to
to
wrap
center
up each of
field.
these, and I think this one's going to be interesting.
Lauer gets a
I
base
will
hit to
point out
center
that I'm
field.
not going to be
Lauer
playing.
gets a base hit.
We're
His
just going to
third
be
of the day.
spectating it.
Vernon Wells hit a 2-run home run in his last
That
at-bat.
is
He
a
hit it too
pop-up.
high. Reyes got that one. Brian Roberts got a single in his last at-bat.
Who else do I have on my bench? I know I have Whiteman's my only outfielder. We have Morneau, Creedy, Guillen, and Piazza. So yeah, Roberts has to stay in the whole game. Unfortunately.
Here we go, the
He's
first
terrible.
pitch.
That's
He
the
hits the
only
first
reason
pitch.
why.
He got it. Springer retires the
And
batter on
Raul.
a foul fly.
Come on, Raul.
Ibanez is now at the plate. He went into this game in the 4th inning.
Oh my
It's
God.
Going!
That's disgusting.
Out of the park. Ibanez hits his second home run in a row. 9-0. The American League All-Stars extend their lead to 9. And he touches home plate after circling the bases. Roger Clemens is now at the plate.
Roger,
He
you're
went into
done.
this game in the
You
4th inning.
pitched your inning. You're good. In fact, let's pinch hit you for your mortal. Let's have your mortal enemy pinch hit for you here.
There's a timeout on the field. The American League All-Stars are putting in a new hitter.
Yes, Mike Piazza and Roger Clemens are
Mike
mortal
Piazza.
enemies. In case you guys don't
Here we
know.
go for the first pitch.
One of the biggest blood feuds
smacks the first
in American sports.
Drops in
Because
for a
Mike
base hit.
Piazza absolutely owned
throws to
Roger
second.
Clemens. And then Roger Clemens beamed him
The
in the
American
head
League
in
All-Stars
2000.
get 2 consecutive
And then in
hits.
the World Series that year, Roger Clemens threw a broken baseball bat at him. Piece of shit.
Michael Young is a solid 3
Roger.
for 3 in this
Wait,
game.
what are we gonna
He's
do
set
with you,
to
Rod?
deliver the first pitch. All right, it's a home
And
run.
yet, the next at-bat Piazza had against Clemens, he hit
a
him.
home run. That was a weak pitch, and it got what it deserved.
Oh, Michael
And he
Young.
touches
Good
home
job,
plate
buddy.
after circling the bases. Vladimir Guerrero got a single in his last at-bat. This one's gone too.
Are we just gonna leave this guy in to die on the mound? Like, are you gonna? I was about to say, this guy is single-handedly responsible for why you were losing 12-0.
Wagner is the third pitcher for
How
the
many
team to
runs
take
did this
the
guy
mound in
give up? I'm
game.
curious. I'm curious now. Wait, what? No, wrong one. Pitcher data. There we go. El Duque gave up 2 runs. Russ Springer gave up 10 runs. Oh my God, this is awful. Nah, we'll let Hafner. Hafner can suffer
We've
here.
all been waiting for.
Can he actually? Did he actually do it? He did. Oh, good for you, Travis. You hit a home run off Billy Wagner.
Incredible lead for
You
the
piece
American
of
League
shit.
All-Stars. He touches home base after circling around the bases. Derek Jeter, used as a pinch runner, is now back. Here we go, the first
Jeter
pitch.
might hit a
First
home run
pitch,
against the
foul ball.
Mets. It's something you love to do.
It's a strike.
Nope, apparently not.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Oh
Wagner is
no,
letting
Derek
back on
Jeter
his
struck
blocking.
out. Note how I don't
7
care.
runs.
All right, so first things first, we gotta rearrange some stuff here. Fielders first. Piazza stays in. I know Joe Mauer's a good catcher, but Mike Piazza's gonna stay in the rest of the game. Michael Young is out. Carlos Guillen is in. And Joe Creedy takes over for Derek Jeter. So that leaves everybody. But Morneau is it? Actually, Morneau. Yeah, we'll let Morneau be the next pinch hitter. So next inning. Doesn't really matter who I throw out. How about King Felix? Felix Hernandez. We go from one of the oldest pitchers to one of the youngest.
There's a timeout on the field. The American League All-Stars are putting in a new pitcher. Hernandez is the third pitcher for the team to take the mound in this game.
Good bit of water. King Felix.
Here we go for the first pitch.
One of the most tragic stories in baseball. This guy is such. I feel so bad for him. He gave his heart and soul to the city of Seattle, and they rewarded him with incompetence.
That changeup has some drop.
Remember when we were talking about the Seattles and all of the players' careers they wasted? Like Ichiro and Edgar Martinez and Griffey and all that. King Felix might be the worst example. He came up with the club, was a young starting pitcher, was in the majors at like 19 years old, and was a freaking monster.
Here we go, the first pitch.
Hey, he gave up a run.
He throws to second. Runner on second.
Oh no!
You
You've chipped into my 13-run lead.
Carlos Beltran, who hits the first pitch. Guillen caught
There
that
you
one.
go.
There's
Nice
the third
catch,
out.
Guillen. He might be the most tragic example. He started out with them as a 19-year-old. Blew his way through the majors. Won the Cy Young with no run support, but the best pitching season, one of the best pitching seasons I've ever one of the best pitching seasons I've personally ever seen. And it's just like
the American League
depressing.
All-Stars are putting in a new hitter. Pinch hitting.
He ultimately just broke down. He
Hits
just
the first
broke
pitch.
down by the end of his career. They used him so much.
There's a
and
pop-up, landing in the
Seattle
stands
did
in
nothing
foul
to build a
territory.
playoff team around him. It was just so damn depressing.
Swing and a miss.
And I know for a fact Seattle will waste any other talent that they have on that roster because they just do not do what it takes to win a championship.
Whiteman gets
It's
a base hit to
depressing.
right field. The American League All-Stars put their leadoff
And
runner
no,
on base.
just because I had Whiteman at bat there, I am not having him take over. If Ibanez would be in left field for the rest of the game, Vladici and what's his face will play the rest of the game. Brian Roberts will play the rest of the game.
Next up, Brian Roberts.
Because they have no replacements.
He's set to deliver the first
And
pitch.
then-
That's a strike.
Morneau will probably come in
This one hit to
either
the right of
this
first
inning or
base.
next inning.
Foul.
And then we'll have used every one of our position players.
Ground ball right to the second baseman. Thrown to first. Out. One away. Roberts
Grounds to second and is retired.
Want to hit another homer,
Got
Raul?
home runs in his
I don't think
last
anyone's
two
hit
at-bats.
3 home runs in
He
an
connects
All-Star
with the
game
first
before.
pitch.
Apparently
He's
you
under
won't either.
He caught it. 2 away. Mike Piazza is now at the plate. He went into this game in the 5th inning. Here we go.
All right,
the first
Pizza Man.
pitch. First pitch goes to the
There
opposite
you
field.
go.
This one is ripped and it is
I expect
carrying
more of that in the
hard.
second half, young
This is one
man.
incredible lead for the American League All-Stars. He touches home
All right.
base after circling around the
Wait, is
base.
that Mike supposed to be Mike Socha at third base?
Carlos
That
Diaz
does not
is
look
now
like Mike
he went
Socha.
into this game
Get
in
the
fifth
hell
inning.
out of
Here
here.
we go for the first pitch. Have we got another home run
Carlos
in our hands?
Guillen, stat-wise, probably the most overrated player in this game.
Back-to-back home runs.
He hit
This is
19
one
home runs this
incredible
year,
lead
yet
for
they
the
gave him
American League
A
All-Stars.
power.
He touches home base after circling
Such a
around the bases.
weird thing. Sometimes they greatly underrate players like Gary Sheffield, but then sometimes they will just greatly overrate them. And Billy Wagner's cooked.
It's a homer. See ya. Guerrero
Billy
gets his
Wagner is
second
for
home
sure
run in a row.
cooked.
Wagner has now given
They're
up
just
3 home
throwing
runs in a
meatballs
row.
down the middle
This
of
is
the
one
plate at this
incredible
point.
lead for
Hafner, you
the
want to hit
American
another
League
homer?
All-Stars. Travis Hafner.
Nope,
got
a base
home
hit,
run in
though.
his
That
last
works.
at-bat.
Oh my God.
Hafner gets a
The
base hit to center
barrage.
field.
Oh, Joe Creedy, I forgot you got that bat
He went
here.
into this game in the 5th inning.
He
All right.
settles under
And
it.
you flew out.
There's the
But
third
it
out.
happens.
5 runs, 6 hits.
All right. Who's up next? Who do I want to see pitch next? Let's go with... Let's go with Johan Santana. Another Greek tragedy in
The American
baseball.
League All-Stars.
So many of these players are just Greek
Santana
tragedies
is the 4th pitcher for the
nowadays.
team to take the mound in this game.
Here we go, the first pitch. It's a strike.
If the Seattle Mariners ruined
That's a strike.
the
He's
legacy
behind in
of
the count.
him, the Mets definitely ruined
Pitch is
Johan.
out in this situation.
And it's so
Count
depressing.
1-2.
The man gave them his blood, his sweat, his tears, and they rewarded him with basically the
Ball
only
makes
year he had a
contact near the
competitive roster around him was 2008.
He caught it. 1 away.
And that
Santana retires the hitter on a pop-up to short.
we'll
Next
talk
at
more
bat,
about the
Jose
Mets
Reyes.
at another
That's a
time.
strike.
Right now, I just
Foul.
they agitate me sometimes. But this year they're looking good. I mean, they better. They
Swings
just
and misses.
inked.
He's gone.
They
Reyes
inked
struck
the best
out in
free agent position
Next up,
player to a
Chase Utley.
$700
Here we go
million
for the first pitch. He
contract.
hits the first pitch.
If he is
They're going
not
to
good, I
first.
swear to
Out.
God, I will
No runs. No
I
hits,
will
no
walk
errors.
into oncoming
The
traffic.
National League All-Stars.
All right.
And the game
Should
heads into
slow
the
down the
seventh
batting
inning. Johan
perception.
Santana
So,
is now at the plate. He went into this game in the
yeah, let's
sixth
go with our
inning.
last pinch hitter here. Justin Morneau.
Time
His
out.
teammate.
The American League All-Stars.
And he'll be
are
playing
putting in a
first
new
base
hitter.
the rest of the
Pinch
time.
hitting, Justin Morneau.
Here we go for the first pitch. Hit the first pitch.
Ripped.
He
And
caught
out.
it. 1 away.
Way to go.
Has hit 2 home runs in this game.
Another
Here we
Greek
go
tragedy.
for the
I can
first
tell you,
pitch.
I will
He hit
tell
the
you,
first pitch
I'm
once
going to
again.
look at the
Foul.
players that we have from now on. Vernon Wells is not a Greek
He makes
tragedy.
contact.
He got injured a lot, but was overall a
Beltran
consistently
comes in. He
decent
got it.
fielder and a
2 away.
consistently decent hitter.
Brian
Nothing to
Roberts
complain
has had a
about.
base hit already
Brian
in this
Roberts
game.
constantly
He's
got
set to
hurt.
deliver the first pitch. Past
But
the right
when he was
shortstop,
healthy,
hit
he
to
was
center
one of the
field.
most
He
fun
throws
players
to the
to
cutoff
watch.
man.
But those stats of his are
Roberts
terrible.
gets a
So
base hit to
I'm
center
shocked that
field.
he made
Has
it.
hit 2
Raul
home runs in
Ibanez
this
is
game.
not a Greek
He's
tragedy.
set to
He had a
deliver the first
very
pitch.
good career.
Will this be
Not
the one to
great,
finish off the
but
opposition?
good.
That one is off the
He
wall.
almost hit 3 home runs in an All-Star game. And by the way, he wasn't the starter, Johnny Damon was. I just like to point that out.
At the plate. He went into this game in the 5th inning.
He's set to deliver the first pitch.
I just like to point that out. Johnny Damon started the game in left field.
Big swing into right center.
All right, let's just keep the barrage coming. I don't care. I was going to play for decorum, but apparently the National League just does not care. And if they don't care, why should I?
Gets his third RBI of the game.
There's a timeout.
All right, so Billy Wagner, I think Billy Wagner, it's a contest between Billy Wagner and Russ Springer for who pitched the worst. Let's see if Bob Wickman, whom I've never heard of.
Oh, a hit by pitch.
He hit Carlos Guillen. Okay,
Vladimir
it's
Guerrero
nice.
got home runs in his last 2 at-bats. Here we go. For the
Can you
first
get an
pitch.
out?
That ball is pulled sharply. The third baseman throws
No,
it across the
yes you
diamond.
can. Good for
There's the
you.
third out. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 men
All
left
right,
on base.
Pujols, Holiday, and Encarnacion. Are we bringing in pinch hitters? Probably. 7th inning. We'll just stick with the bullpen guys for now. So let's go with Joe Nathan for the 7th. Oh, frig, I wanted to have
Out.
1-0 in
The
the game.
American League All-Stars
Shit.
are putting in a new pitcher.
Well, Joe Nathan, you're
is the
getting an
fifth pitcher for the team
at-bat.
to take
I
the
hope
mound in
you're
this
happy.
game. Here we go for the first pitch.
Because I goofed up.
He got it. 1 away. Nathan
Oh,
retires
why
the hitter on a pop up to second.
goofed up?
Next up, Matt Holliday.
Actually, wouldn't he have been getting an at-bat regardless anyway?
Dribbler off bat,
Because
thrown to first. Out. 2 away.
yeah, he would have been getting an at-bat
Holliday
anyway
is retired
regardless
on an infield
because
grounder. Juan Encarnacion
he would have either
is now
replaced
at the plate.
Hafner,
He went into this game in
and
the fourth
Hafner's
inning.
leading
Ball
off the
is hit to
inning,
outfield for a
or he would have
base hit.
replaced,
It's a base hit to the
or he would
outfield.
have replaced, not
Encarnacion
replaced
gets a
Morneau,
base hit to center field.
or he would have replaced Morneau.
Batter Miguel
Back
Cabrera
third.
Going to center field. Clean hit,
Oh,
shallow center.
is the National League remembering they can hit the ball?
Cabrera gets a base
see.
hit to center field.
Miguel Olivo has had a base hit already
Let's
in this game.
see.
It's a strike. Goes after it, but comes up empty. Strike 3. Olivo strikes out.
And you left runner
No
stranded.
runs, 2
I-
hits, no
I
errors,
can't
2
say
men
I'm
left on
surprised,
base.
National
At the
League.
end of the 7th inning, the National League All.
I can't say I'm surprised.
This inning.
Here we go, the first pitch. Will this be the one to finish
okay.
off the opposition?
Finish
There
off
it
the
goes.
opposition, dude.
Hafner gets his second
Dude,
home
the
run of day.
opposition was finished
This is
off
one
in like the
incredible
4th
lead
inning.
for the
Get
American League
with the
All-Stars.
Joe
program.
Creedy is now at the plate. He went into this game in the 5th inning.
I'm
This one's
surprised they
one,
don't
two.
have bigger rosters for the All-Star games.
There it goes, a home
Weird,
run.
but whatever.
Back-to-back home runs.
Maybe they don't
This
want
is
me
one
teabagging
incredible
the
lead
guys
for
too
the
much.
American League All-Stars.
You
Joe
gave up a
Nathan
hit
is
to
now
a
at the plate. He
closing
went into this
pitch.
game in the 7th inning.
Get out of
Ball
here.
right between shortstop and
Get
third.
out of here.
Into
Get
left
out of here.
field.
Get
Has
out
hit
of here.
2
Get
home
out of
runs in
here.
this
You
game.
don't belong
Here
in
we
the
go, the
All-Star
first
game.
pitch.
Wait a minute.
Hit the first pitch.
Whom I've
Will
never
this be the
heard
one
of.
to finish off the opposition? There it goes. A
know
home
what? Yeah.
run. That's the 3rd home run of the day for Wells. This
Oh,
is
Vernon
one
Wells hit
incredible
3
lead
home
for the
runs.
American
Okay.
League All-Stars. He touches home base after circling around the bases.
Oh my lord. Can somebody on the National League other than El Duque get outs?
He steps in the
This
bag
is-
and
this
makes
is
the
like
play
pathetic.
unassisted. Roberts is retired on an infield
This is
ground.
absolutely
Two home runs in
pathetic.
this
Come on,
game.
hit another one.
He's
Come
set
on.
to
Come on,
deliver the
Raul.
first pitch.
Nope.
Thrown to
Oh,
first.
you bitch.
Out.
Okay,
2
fine.
away.
Okay, maybe Bob
Ibanez
Wickman
grabs
isn't
the
as
second
bad
and
as
is
I thought he
retired.
was.
Mike Piazza is now at the plate. He went into this game in the 5th inning.
And that's
He
it.
got it.
Okay.
That's the final out.
Okay,
4
not too
runs,
shabby,
4 hits,
not too
no
shabby.
errors.
Hope to God they'll be
The
bringing in
National
some
League All-Stars are now up to bat.
position players. All right. Nathan, you're done. Let's bring in Papeldouche. Yes, that's his name.
Timeout. The
I
American
know
League
his name
All-Stars
clearly
are putting
says
in a new pitcher.
Papelbon, but he is
Papelbon
Papeldouche.
is the
He
6th
will
pitcher
forever
for the
be
team to take the mound in
Papeldouche.
this game.
And if you don't know why, look up Jonathan Papelbon versus Bryce Harper, and that'll tell you all you need to
He's
know.
set to deliver the first pitch. Swing and a
This
miss.
it would be one thing if they were not on the
Thrown to
same
first.
team when this happened,
1 away.
but they were on the same team, and that's what
And is
makes it
retired.
funny.
Bob Wickman is now at the plate. He went into this game in the
Garrett
7th inning.
Atkins.
There's a timeout on the field.
If you
The
put
National League
Garrett
All-Stars are
Atkins on
putting
your
in a new
lineup
hitter.
before you
Pinch
put
hitting,
David
Garrett
Wright,
Atkins.
what the hell's wrong with you?
He got it.
And I'm talking from as a guy who has a very mixed
Up to
opinion of
right
David
field.
Wright as
Next
a
at bat,
baseball
Jose
player.
Reyes.
He got it. No
All right.
runs.
All right, now we will be sympathetic to them.
Timeout.
I'd rather
The
not
National League
give
All-Stars are putting in a new
Papeldouche
pitcher.
an at-bat.
Saito
So.
is the 5th pitcher for the team
Ooh,
to take the mound in this
Takashi
game.
Saito.
Here's the pitch we've
I
all
saw
been
that
waiting for.
ERA.
A high hopper.
That's nice. That is a nice ERA.
Swing and a miss.
Count 0-2.
And no, not just because it's close to 69. If that means every 9 innings
Ian
you're
struck
giving
out
up,
in 3 pitches. Has hit 2 home runs.
if
in this
every
game.
9 innings you're giving up half
Here
a
we go
run.
for the first pitch.
That's impressive.
Swing and a miss.
Oh my God, his fucking stuff is electric too. Is it just this game? Because in the other game, he's super easy to hit.
Going to center field. He throws to the cutoff man.
Good job, Vlad.
Guerrero gets a base hit to center field.
Has hit 2
All right,
home
Hafner.
runs in this game. He's set to deliver the first
He who
pitch.
should not be here right now. His stuff is fucking
He
filthy.
drives it to the opposite field. Foul ball.
It wasn't an out.
Infield grounder, right past second, hit to center field.
Wow, Chase Utley being a lazy piece of shit.
Hector
Who
gets
would
a
have
base
guessed?
hit. The American League All-Stars get 2 consecutive hits. Joe Creedy is now at the plate.
Please hit into a double play, Joe. Oh my freaking God.
He throws to
Can
first,
anyone
man.
on this roster get
Creedy
outs?
gets a base hit. Creedy hits back-to-back base
Even
hits.
Takashi Saito can't
Is
get
now at the plate.
outs.
He went into this game in the 8th inning. The runners go back to their bases.
Wow, you got an out of the opposing pitcher. Your parents must be so proud of you.
Thrown to first.
Thank you. Good Lord. I thought that was going to score like 3
No
more runs.
3 hits. No.
I kind of want this episode to end. I want to do more today.
Want to get on base in this situation.
Because this game is 100% meaningless. I mean, other than the fact that the winner is the one who hosts the World Series, but that's just because Bud Selig's a moron.
Here we go.
Yes,
The first
he
pitch.
is.
Strike.
But N-Man has already talked enough about people he doesn't like. So, yeah, now. Oh, wait, why is Papeldouche
Matt
still?
Holliday.
Papeldouche, get out.
In this game. And now the heavy hitters.
I need the putts. I need the putts.
Timeout.
Because he's a
American
putz.
League All-Stars are putting in a new pitcher. Putz is the 7th pitcher for the team to take the mound in this game.
You know what? Let that run be on Papeldouche.
Wells is going after it. He throws to second. The National League All-Stars pick up a run.
Oh, thank
Runner
God.
stops on second.
They're so close to coming back now. All they need is a 2-run shot from flipping Juan Encarnacion. And it'll be a 20-run lead.
Takashi Saito. Timeout. The National League All-Stars are putting in a new hitter.
God.
Pinch hitting will be Rich Aurelia. That's a strike. Strike. This next pitch could decide it. Pop fly to the catcher.
That hurt my insides.
Goes after it, but comes up
Good job,
empty.
Putz.
Strike 3. Aurelia.
You did it,
strikes
champ.
out, and that wraps it up. The American League All-Stars. That was a blowout.
Yeah, look at that, a blowout. It was a very close game for like 2 innings.
That was this year's All-Star game. I'm Jack Merluzzi, and I've been your commentator. See ya.
How the fuck did he get the win? Whoever pitched in the 6th inning is supposed to get the win. Why does Papeldouche get the win? Hello? Johan should have gotten the win. Why does Papeldouche get it? This game is stupid. This game is 8 different brands of stupid. Whatever. Alright, and our trade with the Cardinals was approved. What did I trade for? I don't remember. Oh, Scott Spezio. Cool. Alright. Nice. We got a nice position player now. Alright, so let's bring him up. First things first, Scott Spezio. I know his stats look like trash, but he's going to be a good piece for us to build around. He can play decently in outfield positions. He can play third base. He can play left field. He can play first base in a pinch. That means he's immediately more useful than Bailey. Bailey can go sit his $5 ass down. Alright, so last thing I think we need is a pitcher. And we will look for a trade partner next episode. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm your friendly neighborhood Edman64. Join me next time when we play our next game against the 2nd best team in the American League, the Minnesota Twins. Most likely the Friday because Jamie Wright is going to ass blast these guys. Until we meet again, sayonara.